This is going to be heeling against the wall. We like to start this with dogs, especially dogs that are going to be in the competition ring. It teaches them the position next to you, and it helps to instill that position from an early age. And so then when you move away from the wall, they tend to stay in that spot. It will aid you in keeping the dog in position without giving collar corrections, which is important for a competition dog. Again, you don't want a dog that you have to drag around and give corrections a lot, because then you have a dog that sulks. And sulky dogs don't get really good points in the competition either. So, I will show you how we start this. The dog's always on the left, and we take a piece of food and hold it right about in front of the dog's nose, a little bit above. And you want them to be square next to you so that their shoulder is lined up with your leg. And I feed him right above his head. And this helps to train him to hold his head up when he's next to me there, because the food comes from above his head always, so he starts to keep his head up, expecting the food come from above. And once you get your dog to do it in this position, you can take one step and then give reward. And be careful with your dog jumping the way he's lifting his legs. You want him to really be standing on all fours. And you're just going to take one step at a time to begin with. And it's going to feel like you're going really slow, but it's important not to rush this at the beginning, especially if you're doing competition. And when you get to the end of your wall, you have to start over. So you just go back to the beginning and start over again. And pretty soon you'll be able to heel with them next to you with the lure. And they'll stay next to you. And he's going to stay next to me away from the wall because he knows how. Your dog probably won't. If they're doing really well, you can use your marker word to give the food. You don't want to start adding your marker word in until they're in the correct position quite often. And I say it before I let him take the food. And he starts to associate that position is the correct position, and that's the one that makes me say the word and give him food. But if you start saying your marker word too soon and the dog is in an incorrect spot, well, then you're rewarding him for being in the incorrect spot, and you don't want to do that. And I start out going fairly slow, like that. And once they get better at it, we can speed up a little. Good. Until you're basically running, and I can't run in here, there's not enough room. After they do this well, you can stop luring a lot. So hold your hand a little bit too high, and see how he keeps his head up because he knows the food's up there, but it's not right in front of his nose. Good boy. So that'll start to wean the food away from his face, and he starts to look up at me instead. And when you say your marker word, if the dog jumps up to get the food, that's fine. Good boy. And then you can do some halts and have them sit. A lot of dogs will back up too far, and that'll cause you points in the ring because your dog always has to have his shoulder next to your leg. And if he backs up to sit, then he's going to sit too far back. So if that is going to happen, you would take your food. Let me set it up. So see how he's behind me? You would take your food and lure him straight forward until he's next to you, and then give him above his head when he's in the correct position. And this is just the beginning steps.